I'm actually gonna pause the game right here and load up the right memory card because it's like, wait a minute, what the fuck? Okay, that's weird. Oh no! I think I got the wrong one there. Um, yeah, let me actually load this up so I can show y'all some stuff. So let me see. Let me see if it's gonna load, y'all. Aha! There we go. We got all of our seasons, even tournament one, which I don't know what the heck that is, but let me start off looking at season one. So I started this like a year ago. I kept restarting it, you know, just because I'm like, I don't like I wasn't necessarily running out of ideas or nothing, but I think I was doing a little bit too much because I had this going, then I had the DSIA thing going with NCAA '09. So I feel like I had a little bit. The Vipers, holy shit! Which season is? Oh, this is season one probably. Um, because the Vipers end up leaving the league, and there's a whole lot of things that I want to do a whole storyline with this league that I want to do, but I can't nail it down for whatever reason. It's just like, mm. But I gotta Oh yeah, this is the year the Lancers won the championship. So this is actually season two. So I know it says season one on the save file, but this is actually season two. So this is where the DSFA actually started getting some like personality and actually becoming his league. You know what I mean, on its own. Because you got to think this is a distant future where the NFL is obsolete. So it's like shit. What we finna do? We finna turn up and play ball. Speaking of playing ball, I'm just gonna check out some of these stats from season one. Brett Chapman gonna be a recurring character in the series. And Greg Williams too. He's like the Tom Brady in this shit. Uh, just looking at the passing stats right now. Timmy Newman, that's a funny story. That's a funny ass story. We gonna get into that. We gonna get into that. That's a funny story. Does he get? He ends up getting his job taken, and they end up the team that he's on. They end up winning the championship. So, and I don't ever think he comes back to the league. Or I think he's like a backup. Current day to where I am now in the story in my head. Like I said, I'm gonna write all this down, script out a video because I really want to do this channel. And I want to tell stories. I guess. This was Adam Perry rookie year. Adam Perry just can't get right. Like 19, he always had a big amount of picks, as y'all gonna see. Like can't get right for real. Like he's somebody. Yeah. That's he got a kind of funky legacy because I don't even know what their record was this year. Matter of fact. Oh shit. Okay, I got that turned down. But yeah, depending on what their record was this year, he should be ashamed of himself. 21-19 is crazy. Then I have basically my creative player, uh, Benny Jenkins. You know what I mean? That boy. You know what I mean? He 5'8", be out there balling. 21 tugs for 12 picks. He got a crazy story too. Ends up deciding to stick to playing indoors and becomes an indoor legend down the road. We're gonna tell his stories. We're gonna tell a lot of stories on this channel. You know what I mean? Um, I think that's it for starting quarterbacks, I guess, and then spot starters maybe. Guys, throwing touchdown. JP, what he ends up becoming like the Patrick Mahomes of this shit. He got 2 rings. That boy, this is his rookie year, but he ends up becoming like a crazy talent throughout the Drench simulation. So wait. Here we go. Freddie J. Fred Johnson. controversial personality, but honestly, he's been probably the best running back in this league throughout its entire what? I think I'm coming up on year 7. It'll be that I've been simulating this. So, um, yeah, because the year before I started this, we're gonna get into the story more, but yeah. um, Chris Palmer, you know what I mean, baller, 16 touchdowns. You know what I mean, nothing too crazy. And the thing is, like, let me see. Hold on, I'm looking at how many touchdowns people had. Let me see how many 1,000-yard rushers I had. I think I only had like 14 or 15 teams in here because I actually expanded as time went on. But there's gonna be downsizing, and then there's gonna be maybe a little offshoot league. Maybe I don't know. You know what I mean? But I'll see what I could do. But yeah, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I had 15. I have 15,000. Wow. This is insane. I can't believe this. Well, I kind of can. How many 1,000-yard receivers I had? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, yes. What the? Man, they need to start throwing the ball more. This is some bull. But no. Xavier Biggs, he's freaking 6'7". Of course he's going to have. He becomes one of the best receivers over time, too. Fred Knight, he's a legend, but he's on the back end of his career, you know what I'm saying, in season 1. Mark Wise, interesting case because he has this 1,000-yard season and then kind of never shows up again, question mark, looking throughout history. You know what I mean? Who had the most? Okay, 16. But yeah, Jerry Smith though, Big Jerry. Nah, Jerry. It's a debate between who the best, Biggs or Jerry. But Jerry may or may not be on his way out in the league. I'm probably just gonna like catch up on all the backstory throughout the streams I do, and then like the first video I do will be like before season 7. But yeah. A lot of 10 touchdown receivers. Okay. 1,000 yards, 6. How you only got? Well, no. I shouldn't say that. I was gonna be like, how you only got a 1,000 yards, like 6 touchdowns? Who? Okay. Who allowed the most sacks? Because whoever allowed the most sacks, they probably not even in my league no more. Because Commissioner Chloe don't play that. Let me see. Gave up 14 sacks. You know what? That's crazy because in the current day, this team and his punk ass probably isn't even in my league. Yeah, get your ass out of here. Get your ass out of here. You got to go. But, of course, Jamie Warren, 95 pancakes is that's nice. Lineman of the year, I guess. Shit. Look at these defense stats. Okay. D-Burt had 10. He had 103 tackles. Legend of the league on his way out. 10 years in. 3 sacks, 5 big hits. Okay, I want to see who led the league in each. So 123 tackles. D-Burt. Tackles for loss. Yes. Daniel Adams. Okay. Who had the most sacks? Jason Darby had the most sacks. Rookie. But 16 and 15 sacks, 14 and 12 and 11 is like double-digit sacks. Like, you a monster. Like, these guys are a problem off that edge. And it's mostly like edge guys that be having all the fucking sacks. Like, what I want to see what DT had the most. Like, what defensive tackle in my league had the most sacks? Let me see, 6. And they both rookies on the same team. Oh, wow. Commissioner Chloe, how you do that? I don't know. Field goals made, field goals attempted, 30. That's a real guy. Also, another thing that I encountered in this game, since it is an old Madden, I run into a lot of real guys in this game. So, like, the more I simulate throughout seasons and seasons and franchise, the less more, like, real guys there are. Because, you know, like, I feel weird having, like, I understand it's Madden '09 and, made in 2008, but I feel weird, like, rest in peace Chris Henry, but he definitely shows up, on rosters and stuff. I'm just like, dang, I didn't want any real players in this shit. But it gets better because I import draft classes too. Oh, hell yeah. I got to do a draft special for, this season coming up, like a path to the draft type thing. That'd be hard. But yeah, I got a lot of ideas, man. Commissioner Chloe, I'm doing my fucking thing, man. Salute to anybody watching this right now. I know we streaming live. This is just a test live stream, but I got the Madden '09 kitted out. You feel me? I replaced a lot of textures. I did every team's jersey. I did pants, uniform, and sometimes helmet. You know what I mean? I did it in NCAA also. I'll probably do an NCAA stream, or I might hop on NCAA after we look through these seasons and stuff, depending on how long I'm on here. But okay, kick return, okay, punt return. Castlevini had the most. Let's see, kick return though. Kick return. Nobody had a kick return touchdown. Wow. Wait. But who had the most interceptions though? Zach Stallings with 5 and Castlevini with 4. Cool beans. All right. And let me see who won the playoffs. Okay. Yeah. The Crusaders, the Lancers won the playoffs. Okay. That's hot. That's fine. Okay. Let me look at their team stats, though. Because how y'all win? Man, who the fuck was quarter? Okay. Irvin Simmons was the rookie sensation this year. Came out balling. 22 touchdowns, 10 picks. But only a 59 completion percentage. Okay, he a rook, but he gonna get it together though. He gonna get it together. Paul Seltz, White Paul. It's Paul Wall, baby. Hey, he got himself a ring. Rookie. This is a wait. I had no idea that this was a rookie team that got themselves a ring. Also, Stephen Harris was on my personal team. Stephen Harris was on my personal team. You know what I mean? But year 8, he may or may not be on his way out. Kind of injury prone. You know what I mean? He don't even weigh 200 pounds. So it's crazy that he even lasted this long in the league. But yeah, let me show the champs some love. Let me show the champs some love. Check out their stats. Commissioner Chloe was at this game, but I think I played this game actually. But I recently deleted all my footage because I decided I need space on my hard drive for my music and stuff. Like, what the hell? Like, I can't keep having this video game footage on my hard drive taking it up. Like, I need that space. Like, I have a 500 gigabyte portable SSD, and it was just filled up with footage, and I was just like, ugh. Oh my God. I had to take a sip of my water. But yeah, just looking at this. Hanson at 1,000 yards. Okay. Younger team, but kind of old receiving core, truthfully and honestly. Like, look, that's a real guy right there. It's 2 real guys. What the? Yeah. Okay. Pancakes. Who allowed the most sacks, though? Left tackle. That's probably why he only threw 22 freaking touchdowns anyway. Lawyer. Linebacker led the team in tackles. Who had the most sacks? What the? I knew it was an edge. I knew it would be an edge. But our 2 rookies had double-digit sacks. Well, no. Well, yeah. Which is crazy. because this team actually ends up falling off in the future. Like, you know, like it's kind of crazy that they even got. I totally forgot that they even had a title because I'm like, y'all ass. This is in the season present. They kind of butt. But one other team I'm gonna look at real quick is the Alley Cats, but they start off as the Bobcats, but eventually they become the Alley Cats. This was the team I usually user throughout the seasons, or not much in recent times, but I think since I have a I think since I have a quote unquote homegrown okay, that's why we're gonna do a draft special, guys, because I did just this past time that I did the rosters for this next season coming up. I actually drafted that team and I got a crazy corner in the first round. Like, he's crazy. Like, he's nuts. Like, and then I got some offensive linemen, and I got a QB in the 7th round. You know what I mean? And he's gonna be a project, but it's gonna be fun. You know what I mean? Seeing that. But Jenkins was like the first QB I created in this game. I was like, if I'm gonna use a QB, I want to make him fun. I want to make him like the Black Doug Flutie. You know what I mean? So he was basically like the Black Doug Flutie. You feel me? But he actually decided to, play arena football over there in the Drench arena situation. You know what I mean? But we're gonna do some videos about that too, because I got in my head, I got like 4 football leagues, and they all in Madden, NCAA, or the arena football video game. I gotta start showcasing this shit somehow. You know what I mean? I don't know. But oh yeah, it's like the young guys just were tearing it up in this league. Like, I forgot Gibson. He kind of falls off a little bit. I don't think he ever has another. Like, I think this is the most yards he ever rushes for, ever. You know what I mean? I think this is his peak. A lot of these guys that you see that are rookies in this this is the second season actually. Season 2, they fall off. You know what I mean? But now that I have more experience with like DB editor, Madden database editor, and all that, I feel like I can like progress players, and it's freaking football. So you're always gonna have a surprise. Like, some guys, might not like studying at first, and then he studied, and they're like, "Oh, I'm the GOAT." Look at Geno Smith. You know what I mean? He got socked in his jaw and came back, and he became a legend. You feel me? Oh, looking at receiving stats, Jermaine Henderson. Because listen, we had just traded Stephen Harris. To the Lancers for the draft pick that we got Jermaine Henderson for. You know what I mean? So, you feel me? So, I think it was a fair trade. We didn't even make the playoff. That's the thing about the Alley Cats and this team. Like, we won the chip our first year. You know what I mean? I'm saying what I mean a lot. I'm high, y'all. You feel me? You hear me? But we won the chip our first season, and then you'll see throughout the years, we just get worse and worse and worse and worse. I don't even know what our record was this year. You know what I mean? Like, you feel me? Like, this shit is stressful. I don't even like to play with my home team anymore because they poo. I don't want to say they're poo. They're in a rebuilding stage. And I thought, and this might be like, this is my thing about me, like my GM brain. I may or may not have fucked up this guy's career because David Williams, he's here the first couple seasons and then I never see him again. But I think I might find him, you know what I mean, looking through these years and shit. But I want to know, where the hell did David Williams go? Like, and he only caught 1 touch. Like, bruh, I know it's fucking Madden. You can catch 2. Like, that's why. And that's another reason why eventually I get fired as the GM here, because obviously, like, I roll the dice on these draft picks. But I got fired and I came back too, because this class I just drafted, ooh, you feel uh, shoot. Girl, your defense stat. Who had the most sacks? It's no, not him, not him. Vincent Jordan, rookie, had the most sacks. Okay, that's nice. Nice. Let me check the chat. I've been in my own little world here. I don't even know if like what the chat is looking like or not. But with all that being said, that was season 2 that we just looked at. You know. And we finna look at that season 3 That season thrizzle, you feel me? Hold on now. Turn me up in my headphone. Turn me up 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 my headphone. All I want is some money. Okay. Let me check. Oh yeah. Okay, so this is when the Seals' reign kind of started. The San Diego Seals. This is when their reign started. They went 16-1 this year, and if I'm not mistaken, this is their first championship. I told y'all, J.P. Williams is like the Patrick Mahomes of my league. You know what I mean? He's blacker, he's probably better. You know. Let me cut it out. But the Seals, a surprise year. I gotta look back at season 1, but 16-1. What the fuck? Like, I had no idea. Oh, the Vets, they're always in the mix. They're always either the 1 or the 2 seed for the playoffs, so I'm not surprised. And then the second best team was the Islanders. And that's the thing. Like, you see 16 wins, 13 wins, and the next team down is 10 wins. And the next team down from that is 8 wins. Like, you know, depending on how long, I think the regular season at this time was 14 games. Okay. The regular season at this time was 14 games because there's 15 teams. So I want more. I think I decided to add more teams because I wanted more 10-win teams. You know what I mean? Because, you feel me? Because this shit right here, this used to aggravate me. How the fuck do you only muster 8 wins? Like, I put everything in place to, like, work and flow. Like, this shit make me mad. Like, especially, okay, I wasn't necessarily neglecting the Alley Cats or anything or my team. You know what I mean? But I was using the Seals because they were fun to play with also. I love playing with a running quarterback in the football video game. Like anyone does. You know? But I ain't finna tear up the field that have like 1,000 yards in the season. Like, I'm going to do it sparingly like how they supposed to do it in real life. Like, you ain't supposed to run all the time. But looking through this, the Bobcats were the 4 seed. Cracking in the playoffs with 8 wins is insane. But it's the Drench Simulation Football Association. So in my nation, it's my declaration. So my team got in. And they were the number, and I feel like they faced the Stampede in the playoffs and lost. Because they might have been 8-6 after the year. And playoffs ensue. Unless did I have an 18 playoff this year? Oh, that's nasty. Okay, y'all. I'm pretty sure I did an 18 playoff this year. Cause like 7 teams got in. Like, that's the thing. I had like 1, 2, 3. Like, I had a bunch of 7-7 teams this year, and I was pissed. Like, yeah, but then, and also these team names change. So, and the city names change too, because I went with real cities at first, but I was like, you know what? If I'm going to go fictional with the rosters and players, I'm going to go ahead and make up fictional city names too. Like, we going to go all the way creative on this. So, you know. But the team names do remain the same for the most part. The Seals, the Vets, the Islanders in Carolina, the Alley Cats, you know what I mean? the Stampede, the Knights, the Paladins, the Fury, the Lancers, the Crusaders, the Flash, the Flame, the Kingfish. You know what I mean? The Kingfish. They always suck, but it's gonna be a. When I look at the last season I just played, the Kingfish surprised me. Like, I really love this team. Like, I love that team. The Marauders, the Blackjacks, and yeah, the Blackjacks stunk it up after being in the championship game. They go 3-11 the next season. Like, what the hell? That's kind of sad. Oh yeah, the emergence of Terrio Watkins was crazy. Fullback with 6 touchdowns. Like, that's another creator player that I ended up creating because I wanted more firepower for the rushing situation on my team. Henderson has another good. Wait, what the fuck? Hold on now. Okay, I know I was definitely a user in this team because we don't have. Oh no, David Wood. Oh no, this is okay. Yeah. David Williams ended up being like the number 2 receiver on his team this year randomly. Like, and he's only like a 70 overall, so it's kind of crazy. 20 and this was his best year outdoors. Big like Jenkins, this was his best year outdoors. 26-5 on 67, 0 fourth quarter comebacks. You know what I'm saying? I'll take that. What was the rushing numbers looking like? What the rushing numbers looking like? Okay. So he had 602 yards for but he has 99 speed though. So of course, I was going a little bit stupid with him. I'm not gonna lie. I just like to see the small guy run around the field. I was going stupid with him, but I feel like if I would have threw the ball more, maybe if I would have told coach to like run more like passing plays, maybe we would have won more games, like won more than 8 games. You feel me? Out of 14. But who gives a damn? I'm having fun. This is a video game. 1 tackle. Hey, I love it. That was probably on an interception too. Gibson, okay, a step back from last year, like I said, but he had 1,000 yards again. Not like 1,300 like the first year, but he had 1,007 touchdowns. I'm like, my boy Benny, he took away a couple rushing touchdowns. I ain't gonna lie, and so did Terrio. Terrio took a couple of them too, because you know I love a good fullback dive. You know, so I mean, hey, and surprisingly, I think Gibson ends up staying with this team for a long time, for a longer time than I think. I don't know if he's still on the team like currently. I don't know if he's like a Joe Mixon for me. Like he's always on the team for years and years and years. But I do like to keep guys. I do like to keep guys unless they went out. Like our corner. Drip Bryant, you know what I mean? He's a cornerback. Super, you know what I mean? Superstar athlete, but he's a diva too. You know what I'm saying? You either going to have a receiver that's your diva or you're going to have your corner that's a diva. Our corners are diva. The man's name is Drip Bryant, you feel me? He wears number 2. He exudes swagger, but eventually he ends up requesting a trade. I'm like, whatever, dick. If you want to leave, go ahead. But I kind of regret that. I ain't gonna say I regret trading him to where I traded him because he ended up getting a ring, I think. So yeah, that was because this was the Seals, and I'm gonna check the Seals stats too. I'm gonna go to the stats now. I'm gonna go to the stats and see who was the league leaders in what and where. So who led the league in passing touchdowns? Timold Watson, actually. Timold. He might be the first man ever named Timold Watson. But then Irvin Simmons comes back, puts together a way better campaign than his rookie year. Not a way better, but he was at let me see. Was it better? Because he was at a 59 clip. He was 59 completion percentage to 61. Year 1 and year 2. You know, hey, I won't sweat it. Jenkins, yeah, he went hard this year. But I think literally this might be his best year outdoors because after this, I ain't gonna say it's necessarily a steep decline, but a lot of things happens to our little guy, and he kind of falls out of favor with the team. Um, yeah, but I was saying, J.P. Williams, 3,000 yards. He was second in the league in yards, but he only had 18 touchdowns to 12 picks. First year starting because last year, like Timmy Newman was the starter, he was the backup, but he took this team over and led them to how many? Let me think, like 13 regular season wins because they didn't lose in the playoffs. They lost once, and I think the Alley Cats killed them. I think we killed them one time. So yeah, that's turn. That's turn. Yeah, Doug Palmer. You feel me? But yeah, yards. Brett Chapman, like I said, he's always there. Robbie Bowers, he's cool for now, but he ends up getting suspended from the league for gambling. So fuck that guy. Dwan Anderson, he doesn't last very long, of course, because 17 touchdowns to 17 picks. He was the starter on the Kingfish for the past 2 years, but just garbage. Like, what the fuck? Like, 17 and 17 ain't gonna cut it. So eventually they do get their championship and they do get out of football hell. So I love that about them. Greg Williams was on a holdout this year, so he didn't. This is why the vets kind of had a slight decline this year because he wanted a new contract really freaking bad to the point where he was like, I'm gonna play. So the holdout situation in this league goes, if you want you're holding out, but you still have to play at least one game. But you still have to participate in at least one game during the go. No, is it one or two? I think it's as many games as you want to. Really, honestly, if you're holding out, you could play if you want to, or you could play not. But usually, I like to do it like 5 games at most. I think Greg Williams played like 5 games and 10 touchdowns, 3 picks. I mean, he's just stat pattern at this point, being an asshole to his teammates. So, yeah, but that situation ends up fixing itself, surprisingly. And Mark Robinson ends up taking the helms for most of the season. And I think he's another one of the guys that actually disappear from this league. I don't know, like some of these players just vanish, but I know it's because it's 32 custom teams that I need to make to simulate every year inside of franchise mode. Then I'm exporting 15 teams to put into the tournament mode to create the season. So he's floating around somewhere in this database. But to co-op the fact that I have like 32 teams created, I think I'm definitely gonna make a smaller league. Maybe place it in a different country? Question mark? Maybe like, I don't know, Mexico, Canada. But I know I want to have a smaller outdoor league because I have a huge indoor league, and we'll get into that. We will get into that here soon. But the thing I don't like about that game is there is no super sim, so I have to play every game. It's so time consuming, but I love arena football, so I don't mind, but it's so time consuming. I sometimes I just can't. Yeah. Kelly Roberts, he's like the Roach of backup quarterbacks. He's always there. He never goes away. Who's another? I think I have another guy who's like a backup who's interesting. I don't know. League stats. Freddie J, of course, led the league in rushing. But then we have Valerie Maynard, former basketball player who put on some weight and decided, hey, I want to try this football thing when he was in college. 6'8" playing running back is insane, but him and his family, it's like his brother eventually comes into the league. They're like two Christian Okoyes, you know, big as hell and fast. But the thing about Val is people like to hit his knees. He's 6'8". He's 6'8", so how low can he really get? You know what I mean? But his story is interesting too. Chris Palmer, this is the year where he really had a breakout season, honestly. Basically 1,600 yards and 14 touchdowns. Harry Harper, who was I think he was the first ever MVP of this league, way back. Has a bounce back year in year 5 for him. Norman Sparks, OJ Sharp. He's a player that I don't think he's gonna get a lot of recognition throughout this, but he's underrated. I like OJ Sharp a lot. Otis Burton too. Now, Otis Burton, he's more like shifty than fast, I think. Playing with him, it's weird, but I can do it. Kevin Boyd ends up out the league completely, but I think this guy has a fumbling problem. So, 7 fumbles. So, yeah, that guy has a fumbling problem. But, and the thing about Jenkins, too, he has a fumbling problem, too. But it's not good to have a fumbling problem in my league because your bitch ass is going to be out. You're going to be out of here, pal. That's why that man went indoors. Because 9 fumbles, man, hey, I'd be embarrassed. 9 fumbles in 15 games. Wow. What the hell? Ryan Williams had 9 fumbles, but he didn't even. Well, yeah. These are Russian stats. What the fuck? What the heck? Receiving. Mark Wise popped off, but like I said, he falls off eventually. Tiny Walker emerges, and Tiny Walker actually becomes a staple in this league. Actually becomes the best receiver in the league. Maybe. I think so. One of the best. Jaquez Joyner, this is his last season. He is definitely a Drench Hall of Famer. You know, started out playing in college at a Chico Western. You know what I mean? Back when Chico Western was actually good. Then he went indoors and played for the Sun Bears of the Drench Indoor League. Grinded there for years and years and years. And by the time he was 26, he came outdoors and came to the Drench Simulation Football Association and was putting up numbers. This last season, he decided to go out with a bang. I think he's like 35 years old, maybe. How old is this guy? Because he's been at it for a minute. He decided to go number 6 because that was his number, and 34 years old. Yeah. So he decided to go with number 6. You know what I'm saying? For his last year, decided to swag it out. I appreciate it. You know what I mean? I appreciate your service. And that's another thing, too. A lot of older receivers, like, getting numbers, too. Like, Patrick Harris, like, damn. Like, 12 years in, got himself a championship finally. And this is when the number rule changed, I'm pretty sure. Like, basically, in my league, any player could wear any number. But it's like you gotta make a request to the commissioner. Every GM in this league, if a person wants to change their number, they have to submit the list of players and what number they used to be and what number they want to change it to. And they have to send that to me via email, and the commissioner gets it done. And I have to mail these players all their old jerseys back that we can't sell anymore because they don't have that number anymore. So, yeah. Life of the commissioner, man. The big Drench, as they call me. Jerry Smith, balling out. You know what I mean? He's a vet. That's why he plays for the Vets. And that's the thing. The team is called the Vets, but in the name says it all. And then up until recently, like very, very, very recently, that they're going through a kind of rebuilding phase, I'd say. And this season coming up is about to be interesting. I'm actually probably going to kick this season coming up. I'm probably going to kick that off tonight, maybe after I hop off stream, if I feel like it. But yeah. So looking at this, like, man. Xavier Biggs gets traded to a new team. Has a down year because I don't think he had the best quarterback situation. I think he had Chad Jammer, question mark. Or he had somebody worse. Bill Hendrickson. Okay, he had Bill Hendrickson. So, yeah. I don't I don't fault him for that. We only have 4,000-yard receivers this year, unfortunately, out of 14 teams. But I think that number grows. Mike Jordan kind of emerges. Salute to that boy Mike Jordan. Woody Carter. Um, Another one of those players that kind of disappear. Josh Tennille. One of my favorites. One of my favorites, actually. Just like in his rookie season, he balled out. He balled out as expected. He was a first round selection, I'm pretty sure. I don't keep up with the draft history. But I just love seeing the development of this league. Like this is just beautiful to see. Like, man, like goddamn. Like, wow. Like, but yeah, Tennille, he's a baller. Chad Austin is a baller too. One of my favorite underrated ones. Steve Harris has a better year than he did last year, but I don't think he'll ever return to what he was when we had him. He's 9 years in. He's real thin. He's 175 pounds, He got to do something. It's year 9. You better get some weight on you, boy. Max Mason, pretty good. James Sanders. Eric Kerner. Oh, yeah, Eric Kerner is probably my favorite tight end. And in the Drench simulation, he probably had the most yards out of all the tight ends, huh? Yeah, damn. Led all tight ends in yards. My favorite. Mike Dixon was number 2. That's probably because I was using the seals a lot, though. Defensive. Okay. 56 tackles. He was on holdout, too. Like, this Vets team was very angry. I think they had got a new GM. And, yeah, just a lot of loose cannon players this year. The league may or may not have been staying afloat by a couple lifelines at the time, because the league did take a hiatus eventually. Nadarius Winters, 5 picks, 24 tackles, ends up literally disappearing from the team after week 10, and comes back demanding a new contract. So, dealing with that situation out there in New York, in Niagara, prayers up, because that guy, he's crazy. He's a nut. A real guy. We skipped the real guys in this game. A couple rookies, okay. So it wasn't a lot of... Let me see about sacks, though. Let me see about sacks on the defensive side. Okay, a rookie led the league in sacks again. Michael what does that say? Mike Tarashinsky. Okay, what the Mike Tarashinsky. What the hell? He's black as night. That's an Italian name. But he got 12 sacks. Number 87. I got a lot of D linemen don't put in number requests, but I gotta freak some of these numbers because I want to see like a guy get a sack and he's wearing number 2 or some shit. Just because. Yeah. So a rookie led the league in sacks. What the hell? Any familiar faces? No. Damn, all the sack leaders fell off from last year. Shoot. That's sad. Wait, no, that's not sad. I think it was it's always a lot of roster turnover in this league, so I can't really say that, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Interceptions. Where's Drip Bryan at? How many picks did he have? He probably had not even 2, but he's a prima donna. He's a prick. He ain't even had no picks this year. So he's definitely out of my organization because I'm the GM. His punk ass is out. You can't be acting like a diva superstar. You ain't got not one pick. Fucking loser. Nah, I shouldn't say that. Everyone's a winner in my league. And I gotta see. I think this is when. Okay, league kick returns. Okay. What about punt return? About punt return. Okay. Wow. And then let me before I leave this, let me look at the individual stats for the champs. I think I already looked through these for the most part. For the most part, I did. Clarence Wilson was on this team? What the hell? He's like a plug and play guy. He bounces around a lot. That's interesting. Who led this team with picks? Rucker, Cool Beans, Mike Young also right there. A lot of guys named Mike in this league. This is like the Mike League. But that was nice. That was nice to look at that. We're probably going to look at season 3 and call it a night. Okay, let me see. Okay, Gray Williams ends up getting the long-term deal that he wants, and he's back in his thing. Adam Perry has 26 touchdowns, but he's kind of like Jameis Winston because he got 19 picks, and that's crazy. And that's crazy. How you got 19 picks, man? I don't know, but he going insane. We got Brett Chapman, that boy going mad. He got 21 touchdowns, 18 picks. Then we got Jenkins in the season. He got 20 picks and nearly 4 touchdowns. Hey, then we got Doug Palmer with 20, and he got 12 picks. J.P. Williams got the Super Bowl, got the Drench Mega Bowl again, but he ain't. He ain't even throw for 20 touchdowns. Tim Watson ended up getting traded to the Carolina Islanders, and they balling. The Chad German, when he went to Iowa and got fly, bruh, and got high, bruh. And Bill Hendrickson thought he would be the answer for the Kingfish, but he really ain't. Look at them numbers. Damn, bitch. He got 23 picks. What the hell? 17 touchdowns. He might as well be the one from last season, but it's the evening, and you know I'm running through the thing like the crease, and it's a white man named Tamarick, and he got 16 touchdowns and shit and 14 picks. You ain't even know Urban Simmons falling off the wheel. What the hell, bro? 15 touchdowns. Boy, you was the champ. Now you're looking like the fucking clown. Then we got Jay Bush in this thing, man. One of my favorite backups, man. Then we got my boy Simbo, right? So he got 14 and 17, right? But that boy, he a legend, and he went to college, and I played his career, and he like Cam Newton, buddy, little bit bigger, little bit air, little bit glisten in the ear. I'ma really make it clear. Talk about Kelly Roberts. They had a split time because it was tropic. It got sweaty. The team was asking, you know, he couldn't get him prepared. But yeah, Jay Bush and Kelly Roberts ended up splitting time this season for the Jacksonville Fury because the team were pretty much tanking. They were going nowhere fast, to say the least. And they were like, you know what? We'll see what we can get in the draft. These two jokers end up going to play indoors, funny enough, while also being on contract outdoors. But every outdoor team has an indoor affiliate, you know. But if you get injured indoors, You're liable for your you gotta pay your own hospital bills, Bucko. With your indoor salary though. Ha ha. Chris Moon laughed. Timmy Newman isn't even a starter anymore. Like, he got kicked off the Seals. He's like the freaking he's like Alex Smith. He got kicked off his team, and then next thing you know, it was a young black man replacing him. That's a shame. But he was on the Crusaders this year. I think he was splitting time also with someone. Because if you were the starting quarterback, you only had 8 touchdowns. I think this was a 16 game or a 15 game season. But 8-4 is nasty, bro. And this was Otis Burton. He was the best runner in the year of this league. On holdout, but played the whole season, proving himself that he was worth them bands. Fred Johnson had another great year, another 1,000+ year. Chris Palmer is always breathing down his neck, though. I feel like overall around, Chris Palmer was probably the best pure running back in the league, honestly. Because he averaged 6 yards each carry. You know what I mean? Like, that's pretty hard. Only fumbled once. So in the long, he probably has the most 20-yard rushes, 20+ yard rushes. So that's pretty neat. So salute to bro. And this is I think this is the year. Like I said, Val Maynard got a brother, Bolo. Yeah, that boy Bolo Maynard. He a little bit shorter than his bro. You feel me? He's 6'6". The big bro 6'8". But the big bro don't got no knees. He don't know it yet. But Bolo, he got super knees. You know what I'm saying? He Bolo. You know what I'm saying? Like the old Chinese movies. You feel me? He Bolo. You feel me? Charles Ruse. I don't know where the hell this guy went. He I don't know. Like, some players just show up and they disappear. I don't even know what happened to Buddy. Kevin Boyd fixes his fumbling problem temporarily. Gibson, from my team, 1,000 yards again, but only 6 touchdowns. Each year he has less and less touchdowns. But 1,000 yards, that's nice. But, yeah. And Paul Seltz. This is when I think... Okay, so later in the Paul Seltz arc, at one point he was probably one of the best running backs in the league, but at this point in his career, I mean, he's only 2 years in, but it's looking like he's more of a duo, duo runner, because only 3 touchdowns, and you're averaging 3.7 yards per carry, and you only got 76 yards a game. Definitely a fall off from the championship season. That was 2 seasons ago, yeah, but that's kind of a dramatic fall off, buddy. And then O.J. Sharp gets traded to the Crusaders. Gets traded because 3-year deal. It was in year 2 of his 3-year deal. So this is year 3. May or may not re-sign. We'll see how that goes. But 7 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. And then we have... his story is interesting, too. I got to do, the QBs. I got to do a series of, the QBs. Yeah. Simeon Bo Rice, a.k.a. Simbo Rice. You see what I did there? Big black nigga. Hey, like Rick Ross said. But no, Simeon Bo Rice, a.k.a. Virtual Cam Newton, a.k.a. 1,000-yard shouty, a.k.a. Legendary Barry. Yeah, the name says it all. He's a fighter. 1,000 yards rushing as a rookie. And then we got Jay Watkins, Justin Watkins. Almost had 1,000 yards. Would have been the only rookie running back with 1,000 yards, but 989. I'm just wondering what kind of play calling are they doing? He only had 4 rushing touchdowns this year. And as you see in this league, I love having a tall running back. He's 6'3". You know what I mean? He should be playing. He's receiver size. But I love having a tall running back in the video game because his knees can't get hurt in the video game. Like, he'll run forever. But yeah, Val Maynard definitely took a step back. He was dealing with some knee issues for show. 775 yards for 5 touchdowns. Big Simbo, you know what I mean? He took over a bulk of the rushing duties. I ain't gonna lie. Oh yeah, and this is the year Terrio Watkins becomes a traitor. He becomes a traitor, okay? And he doesn't become a traitor. I did a deal to where we got some draft picks from the Seals, and we traded him to San Diego because he did not want to be in Cincinnati anymore. I totally understand it. Sometimes I don't want to be here either, dude. So, and as a fullback, 9 touchdowns, 582 yards. This is kind of his breakout season. Benny Jenkins, not quite 600 yards, but 500 yards and 8 touchdowns. Jay Bush, like I said, they were the quarterback by committee team, so he was using his dual threat ability, kind of like a Tyler Huntley type. I don't even know why I'm talking about guys that have 2 or 3 rushing touchdowns. Let me go to receiving now. Okay, Xavier Biggs has a return to form. Okay, second year on this Iowa Flash team, 1,000 yards. 426 touchdowns. No, yards. 13 touchdowns. Then Tracy Stills kind of has a breakout year too, because who the hell's Tracy Stills? Who is Tracy Stills? I've never heard of this guy. Tiny Walker gets traded to the Card Holders, I'm pretty sure. Or he either signed with the Card Holders or got traded to the Card Holders. But he has another 1,000-yard year, which is nice. Eddie Reese, another 1,000-yarder. Max Mason, another 1,000-yarder. Mark Weiss, out there in Michigan, with old Simbo throwing to him, almost has a 1,000-yard season. Almost. You almost had it. Larry Ford, all reliable, I like to call him. He had a good year, almost 1,000. Mike Jordan, out there in San Diego, almost had 1,000 too. Jermaine Henderson with 800. McGuire with 777, lucky numbers. Carl Williams. I don't ever know if Carl Williams ever shows up again, but salute to Carl Williams, you know what I'm saying? Rookie out there balling. You know what I mean? 767 yards, four tugs. And then Eric Kerner, led all tight ends again, but Chad Wheaton led in yards, but Chad Wheaton led all the tight ends in touchdowns, breathing down his neck. Jamie Drake, and that's a game generated name too. Like Chad Austin had another year. Jay Baker over there on my team had the most touchdowns out of all the tight ends. I thought it was Wheaton, but it was actually one of my guys, which is nice. Oh, it's a tie. Him and John Wright. So salute to them guys. Oh, wait. In another one. John Tate. Like I said, Josh Neal, one of my favorites. Second year, 600 yards, 6 touchdowns. Kind of a decline, but he eventually becomes a number 1 receiver. That boy grinded his way back up. And another one of my favorite, before we go to the defensive stats and stuff, Anthony Kennedy is one of my favorite tight ends to throw to when I'm playing the game. Yeah, that's nice. Defensive stats, Cavo Cross. 137 tackles. 1 tackle for loss. 8 sacks as a free safety. 5 big hits, 4 interceptions. 155 interception yards. 33 catches allowed. 14 pass breakups. That's nice. Who led the league? Ooh, Stanley Winston led the league in interceptions. Isaac Watson, rookie, had 5 of them. Mike Kirkland, Cabo Cross, of course. Rashad Summers. Whatever happened to Darius Winters, though? They got, oh, okay. Yeah, Drip Bryant gets traded and actually has 4 picks. He's actually useful for once. Like, how the fuck you only have 19 tackles? Like, shitty. Well, no, he's not shitty. He's just huge, and they're not throwing his way. That's why I drafted him. I knew they were probably never going to throw his way when I had him. That's why he didn't have that many interceptions. But go be a prima donna somewhere else, idiot. Geraldo, 102 tackles, led all rookies in tackles. Nice. Carfool, Romero, Daniel Romero. I like him as a player. I feel like he slept on. That's one of my favorite, more slept on players. Castlevini getting a fresh start down there in Georgia's. 3 picks, pretty nice. Who had the most sacks though? Oh, Ron Fryer had the most sacks. Gene Perry, Matt Cumby, Cavo Cross, Mo Freeman back up in the mix with 8 sacks in his second year. Tom Forbes, I'm seeing this name again. Okay. So we're seeing the development here. What's this? Turinsky. Mike T. Shinsky. Turinsky had a lot of sacks. Let me see what my freaking punt return was talking about. Punt return. Watkins had 1. Yeah. That's hard. Let me see about kick return, though. This is when he became the kickoff return king. Most kickoff return touchdowns in a season. Most return touchdowns, period, in a season by one player. 4. I think he has the most return yards in a season with 1,024. So he was a big part in getting good field position for this team. You see punt return yards. What the most? Oh, Mike Jackson has the most return. I got a Mike Jordan and I got a Mike Jackson in this league. What the heck? What the heck? Oh, wow. I want to see who had the least amount of pass yards. The Columbia Crusaders had the least amount of pass yards, but 2,000. As long as it's over 2,000, I'm happy. Rush yards, who had the most? Okay, the Seals were going crazy. The Islanders, if they're ranked at number 2 in rushing in the league. Marauders, the Vets, Alley Cats up there in that top 5. Let me see about points per game. The Seals also led the league in points per game this season with 31. The Vets with 30. Alley Cats with 25. That's my British accent. 25. Oh yeah, and this is when stuff started getting funky with the team. I think the backup was getting reps, and Jenkins was kind of hurt. You know what I'm saying about that, because he was actually nursing an injury that he could have played through. But me being upper management, I decided to keep him out, and he was really pissed about. He was pissed. You know what I mean? He was mad at me about that, and I'm sorry about that. But I wanted to see how our backups look. I ain't gonna lie. It's a business. I'm sorry, Benny. It's a business. Yeah. Defense. Who allowed the most points? Okay, the Kingfish just stunk it up. They allowed 31 points per game. Wow. Then the Lancers, that's why they have a weak defense too. That's probably why they're not very good. And okay, that's another reason why the Alley Cats weren't very good either. Because Had a lot of new pieces in the defense. Had a lot of people who weren't ready to step up and play like I thought they would be. So that's that. The the card holders, but they're the blackjacks at this current moment, but they eventually become the card holders. Allow 22 points, and the rest of it kind of goes itself. It kind of shows with it itself. Who had the most sacks? The Knights. Well, yeah, they had Turnshinsky, so you know what I mean. They led the sack machine. I like that. Yeah. Then the Marauders, Mo Freeman leading charge on that team. Surprisingly, the Fury. Wow. Okay, turnovers. Who led the league in turnovers? Ooh. Ooh. Interception. Oh. The Kingfish and the Lancers. And the Stamp. 18. Whoa. Okay. But the Alley Cats had the least turnovers period in the league. But they did have 16 giveaways. But possibly the best turnover differential in the game. So that's nice. I guess. We really were we were a losing team, but fuck it. Just look at this, looking at all this shit. Fumble. Who led the league in fumbles? Lost. The Islanders. Yeah, of course, yeah. Okay, let me check the final standings this year. Who was the worst? The Kingfish were the worst team again. And then the Lancers had a tie. Who they tie with? Oh, it wasn't okay. They tied a game with the Flash, which is their rival, which makes sense. Oh, we were 5-9. What? Oh, okay. Well, no, it makes sense because everybody left. Everybody went to. Well, no. I traded 2 of our cornerstones to the Seals, and they immediately won a championship. I can't feel bad. I mean, I own all these teams, hypothetically, but still, I can't feel bad about that. Them boys went and got rings, you know what I mean? So, fuck it. But the Kingfish still suck. The Lancers only win 3 games. Now we're looking like Irvin Simmons. Like, your time is up, buddy. Like, I think it's over for you. I'm sorry. Like, no. Oh, yeah, I think this is the first year the Paladins were in the league, maybe. I think, no. I think next year is when I bring in the Texas Thrill. I should have never did expansion. I should have never put in an expansion team. It was 15 now, and then it become a 15-game season after this. So, yeah. So that's that. Oh, damn. I've been going for an hour. Man, I'm going to have to do some stream highlights or something. I've been going for an hour. What the heck, y'all? What the heck? I've been going for an hour. Or we ain't gonna stop it though. We ain't rocking no stop it. We ain't rocking no stop it, you feel me? Okay, let me check that. This is the season before last. We're gonna start out just by looking at a little stat book. Oh, no. This is the year the Vets finally got it done. And they went 18-0. They finally got it done, y'all. Like, I'm actually kind of proud of them because they actually proved their name, the Vets. They went undefeated. This was a weird year for the league because the next winningest team was the Marauders with 12 wins. And then the Kingfish with 10 wins. They turned it around this year. Because I think this is the first year Bolo Maynard was playing for him. I don't know who their quarterback was. Bay Area, I mean, the Blackjacks, but they're the card holders eventually. So we had two. We only had 1, 2, 3, 4. We only have 4 double-digit team. We only have 4 teams with double-digit wins. Wow. Everybody else. Oh yeah, this is the first year the San Antonio, Texas Trio Thrill. This is the first time they were in the league. 7-8 in their first year, but I think I want to downsize the league back to. I think I want to take it back to 14 teams, honestly, because 16 teams is just a bit too much, Like, for me personally, it's just a bit too much. So, yeah, I may or may not be downsizing. Because I'm just like, shit, dude. Like, that's a lot of teams that I have to keep up with, The Crusaders, the Alley Cats, and the Flame are the worst 3 teams. The Seals kind of have a fall off after being back-to-back champions, which is kind of to be expected. I don't blame them. Damn it. I don't got any water in this fucking cup. The Knights, they kind of fall off a little bit. But yeah, I want to see. I just want to. Oh, yeah. Okay, so this is why the Kingfish were good. Benny Jenkins and the Alley Cats end up having a very, 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 very messy divorce. Me as the GM, I didn't say anything that I regretted. I told him, look, your play isn't equal to winning. And we won our first year, I understand we might not have the same pieces we've had, the first couple years, but you got to step up and you can't blame other people. He blamed a lot of people in our meeting, and I was like, look, if you don't want to be here, just say that. That's what he said. And I put his ass on the first bus to Louisiana, the first plane, rather. It was a nice plane, too. I love the guy. It's a Black Doug Flutie. I love him. He's Black Doug Flutie. I love him. My favorite player that I've ever made in a video game ever. But when it gets to a situation like that, I'm trying to tell you, your play is bad, dude. I'm trying to tell you this. I care for you. I want to see you win. Like, Benny, I want to see you win, bruh. Listen, this is for you. This is for your legacy. This is for you, bruh. So, yeah. He goes down to Louisiana and tears it up. This is like probably one of his best years, I ain't gonna lie. 25 touchdowns, 5 picks, best QB rating in the league. So, in that way, he was the best quarterback in the league, and I was using him a lot, like playing with him in the game. I was doing that a lot in this game, like in this season. That says a lot, but J.P. Williams actually leads the league in touchdowns. Nobody has more than 30 touchdowns anymore. I'm just like, damn, this league is kind of like, It's very, 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 very interesting. Greg Williams only threw for 27 touchdowns, but I think it's because Fred Johnson scored so much. This is when Fred Johnson is like, it's undeniable that he's the best running back in the league. Like, he's the best. He is the best. Chad Jammer kind of came out of nowhere. I think he threw for the most yards this year. Led that Iowa team to the playoffs, which was nice. Adam Perry, this might be his best year, honestly, because he has an interception problem. Like I said, y'all, he's like Jameis Winston. He's Adam Perry. Doug Palmer had a nice little season. Simbo Rice had a nice season, but eventually ends up getting suspended for a whole season for things I'll bring up in another video at another time. But it's just like, damn, like somebody's so talented, you just fuck it up, you know? But everybody gets second chances, and as Commissioner Chloe, he may or may not be reinstated in this upcoming season. He may or may not be reinstated in this upcoming season, so we will see. But Simeon Rice, 21 touchdowns in his second year, way more than he had last year. Cut down on the interceptions, which was nice. Love to see it. Tim Watson still doing his thing, still hanging on. Irvin Simmons gets a nice little talking to, but that does little to motivate him as he has 20 touchdowns to 16 picks this season. Timmy Newman, the tank, he went from being on a contender to tank commander in the span of what? 3 seasons. It could happen to you guys. It could happen to you. You know? That's why you got to stay on your job so nobody can take your job, you know? Tamarick Simmons? This is your last year in the league, buddy. The fans of Niagara have done putting up with you. 16 interceptions, 19 touchdowns. Wow. Bill Hendrickson, after being the worst quarterback in the league, gets dealt to the expansion thrill and does not have a redemption arc. You know, still has that nasty interception problem. But at moments, he does look like a solid quarterback. Backup material. I don't mean to say that, but yeah. Same here with old Kevin Johnson. Kevin Johnson, and this is why I got fired as the GM. He looked way more ready in the preseason than I thought he actually was. And I'll own up to that. I'll own up to that. He's been sitting for 3 years and just watching. You know? He's not fast at all. He's a pocket passer. But he just, the way he just tries to like get out of sacks, and it's just weird, man. He's good guy, great guy, but his on the field play, it just ain't for me. It just ain't for me. Same with Mark Strickland and Luke Bryant, and Brett Chapman ends up a backup. Same with Jay Bush. So them people down there in Jacksonville, I think they gave him the reins for the full season, if I'm not mistaken. With 2 fourth quarter comebacks though, so you can't say he's not clutch. Oh, ew. Yeah. I don't know if he's ever going to have a redemption arc outdoors, but he's a baller indoors, though. But this was just poor coaching and bad play. When those two things mix, it ain't no good. He was a chucker, 100 yards a game. 100 yards a game. 2 fourth quarter comebacks. So you can't say he's not clutch, but that's stinky 56 completion percentages. In a 55 QB rating is just your ass. You are butt, man. I'm sorry, man. First ever 2,000-yard back in the league, Fred Johnson. Otis Burns keeps proving himself. Bolo Maynard. Bolo. You know what I mean? Out there in Niagara doing this thing. Little trade situation went down. Jeremy. Hill. $1,410, 7 rookie expansion team. Palmer, not too hot. 8. David Shack, new running back, balling. Simo Rice, 1,000 yards again. 13. David Gibson, steep decline, not really, but in touchdowns, yep. Eddie Jefferson did his thing. Val Maynard stepped it up with 1,000 yards. Maybe got new nucleus in his knees or something. He cool. Paul Seltz, after having that weird year where he didn't have he had like 3 touchdowns and 1,000 yards, bounces back. Mike Jordan was the top receiver in this league. And I think that was a flash in the pan. Because I'm looking at this like, huh? Yeah. 18 tugs. 18 touchdowns. Same with Leon Snyder. I'm just like, huh? I'm just like, wow. Like, but you know, Xavier Biggs, he might be overall the best over time. Like, he's definitely going to be a Hall of Famer. Same with Jerry Smith, who got his first championship this year. Was in it for the long game. I don't know if Jerry Smith comes back. I don't know how long he lasts in the league. Same with Edward Reese, because a lot of these 10-year-plus guys, I'm like, you know, as soon, like, I got a lot of 11-year guys in here now that actually played in this league for about 6 seasons. And they grew with the league, you know. So it's interesting. It's interesting to see. Tiny Walker kind of has a step back year. Not as many receptions because I think he is the number 2 receiver on that team. Or he probably had a poop quarterback. Clarence Wilson has like a flash in the pan 1,000-yard year. He won a championship with the Seals last season. Nice. Mark Weiss could have had 1,000. 700 is cool. Jamie Dre steps it up. Okay. Henderson. Okay, nice. That's all I can say to that shit. Because I'm like, motherfucker, ain't you supposed to have 1,000 yards? But no. Melvin Gore led the league in interceptions this year. He kind of burst onto the scene out of nowhere, too. Indoor guy, arena guy, played in an arena for years and years and years and got his opportunity. So it was nice to see. Dan Dawson had 5 picks. Reggie Holland had 4. Okay. My league. Sacks. Okay. Get this punting right here. Hey. Oh. Terry Watkins, after finishing out that contract with San Diego, signs with Iowa, and again is the kick return champion. Let me see. What about punt return? Is he punt return champ too? I hope so. Oh no! Ew, no, he's not. But he's a kick return champ though. Return champ of the season. That's kind of his thing. Let me see who had the most passing TDs. The Seals had the most. That's hot. Who had the most rushing? Marauders. Okay, I feel that. Vets, of course, they had that many yards. Standings. One more again. And then we're going to look at this recent season. Now, this recent season, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. It took me so freaking long to, it took me a while to get into and finish. But, we here. And after this, I think I'm going to go. Tomorrow I'm doing NCAA, though, so that's going to be fun. So when he grow up, he got fun. Damn it. I literally just finished this season, guys. Holy hell. Whew. Wow, 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 wow. I left my hometown team in ruins. I wasn't the GM anymore anyway. I became more involved in the DSIA side of things and kind of loafed through this season, if I'm being honest here. And due to there being a lockout in between seasons, the roster may look a little bit different next season. So you're just looking at passing. Fred Johnson, nice, nice. I'm sorry if I ain't doing a lot of commentary, y'all, but we're like an hour in. I'm kind of tired. I ain't tired. Maybe I am a little bit. Okay. Mike James, Marcel James, I should say. Man. Mm, 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 mm. Wow. All right. This is the year the Kingfish won the championship. I'll just go to the playoffs and show what happened. The Savannah Flame become the Georgia Railers. Card holders had to forfeit this game. Due to spying on the other team practices. Oh shoot. Okay. So yeah, I did finish this season. I know in my head I did, but I just realized on that save file I didn't. So I'm kind of like, what the fuck? Yeah. Take them boy to school, swaggonometry. I'm out by mine. I'm so thorough. I'm singing Young Thug. Free that boy. I hope he ain't do the murders. But with that being said, I have been your host with the most, Chloe Hot Leezy, the when they trying to see me. This has been my first YouTube live stream. Z. Oh, I gotta edit this down. You know, I gotta edit this down. Edit it down. 18.5.